What's going on, everybody? It's your pal Burrito Johnson coming at you with a video. It's kind of been a minute that I've done one of these, and I figured, you know what? Let's do one. At 10:30 at night on a school night or something like that. I wanted to. I kind of like to just throw random channel updates or whatever. I don't even they're not even updates anymore. It's just stuff that I've been up to. As you can see back there, I never ending organization of movies. I don't think it'll ever really be done until I actually get a get something that's an actual like a movie shelf. This one is just a bookshelf. Um, I I I spent way too much money on the last Criterion cell, and now we have the Arrow Criterion cell, which I've been spending way too much money on that. So I'm still movie collecting. I don't think that's ever gonna stop. Um, but I actually wanted to bring something. I guess try something because maybe you may not see it or hear it, but I am a big fan of XLR mics. That's just how I am. That's just my jam. I Not to say that you know, oh gosh, it's like right in my face. Not to say that USB mics are, trash. I mean, I've had this Elgato Wave 3 or whatever it's called for many years. I got it like 4 or 5 birthdays ago, and it's been an absolute beast. If I didn't like it, if I didn't think it was great, it wouldn't be attached to a mic arm on my desk. But I typically use this. But I kind of wanted to get back into my XLR mic. I just like it. In my opinion, it it sounds better, but I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to preference and just how easy it is to set everything up. Like I said, perfect example. Everything's you know ready to go here. My XLR mic, I have it on I don't have it attached to my desk. It's kind of on a mic stand. Um, the cool thing about XLR mics, I've had this Audio Technica AT2020, I believe, for more than 10 years. You take care of these mics, and they will take care of you. These mics will last forever. I mean, this is a over 10, pretty sure. I don't even know when it was actually released and manufactured and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it's way over 10 years, but this is what I've had it for, way over 10 years. And it's been with me. It's built like it has been dropped. There's some dents on it, because there's a lot of moving going on in the 10 plus years that I've had this. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to find a way to connect it to the computer. And there's several different ways you could do this. Back in the day, I used to connect this to my old computer. It was the blue. Does anybody remember the blue icicle? It was like this long device that it had the XLR connection on had XLR connection at one end and a USB whatever on the other, and you would connect that to the computer, and the other end would literally stick to the bottom of this mic. So it was like the mic and then the big old stick sticking out. But it did the job. It provided 48 what is that 48 volts of phantom power, which this type of mic does require, and I think some of the later mics. I obviously didn't want to spend a lot of money, and I figured, let me go on Amazon, and there was actually a lot of cool options on Amazon, a lot of top sellers, and I chose to try one to connect my XLR. Basically, I was looking for a mixer, nothing too expensive, and I found one that was like $40. And I was like, yeah, let's try it. And it was let's see, I think the camera should be able to. It was the Mauno I think I'm saying that right. It's kind of like it's kind of like one of those. I'm assuming. Please forgive me, but I think it's one of those like Chinese, manufacturers because it's very plasticky. But that's don't let that deter you. I wish I probably should have had this connected because it has really cool RGB that kind of goes around. This will light up. But as you can see, as you can see, um, has an XLR slot, a bunch of other stuff you could monitor. The cool thing about this is that you don't have to have the AC plug in, or the computer. You could just plug this to the computer and it will power it and do everything you need. And I mean, this little device is actually a beast. It does everything you need, and if you have a mic like I do, you press that, and you got phantom power, 48 volts phantom power. The main selling point for me, anyways, was that this had Bluetooth. A lot of the other cheaper options didn't have Bluetooth, so I thought that was kind of cool to just kind of connect my phone, maybe for a call, maybe for music or something for live streaming. I don't know. But it has other stuff. So obviously you can see that it has levers. You could control the volume on both. You can mute it at the bottom. And as you can see, there is a noise reducer, which unfortunately that's the one thing I didn't like about this is actually the noise reducer wasn't that great. It actually it worked, but every time I would speak, it would actually still pick up like my AC or whatever. But yeah, it wasn't that great. There's two different levels of noise reducers, level 1, level 2. Obviously, level 2 is the strongest. Level 1 is not as strong. Voice changer is kind of fun. It's fun. I think it's fun to mess around with a couple times, but I think the appeal wears off really quickly because it doesn't really have a lot of options. Side channel, I forget what that was. I probably should look it up. RGB, you could choose different colors and stuff like that. And then these 4 blank ones is your custom. You hold it down, and I think you press it and then you hold it down and you record what you want. And on your mic, or maybe it's good for an intro. Like if you're doing a podcast, you could just record your intro and you press that. And then that, obviously you got some knobs up here for headphones, gain, reverb. The reverb is pretty cool. I mess with that, but don't let this is an awesome device. Like, I think this is cool for any setup. I know people were saying this is a good beginner mixer or whatever, but I honestly think this is a cool little device. But unfortunately, I don't need a lot of these things. Like, a lot of these things are just wasted on me. Like, I'm not going to use a lot of this thing. Is it cool to have options for that? Sure. Why not? But yeah, that was I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it because I think it'll be a cool little device to just have just in case. For $40, I don't think it's going to be something that maybe I need. Maybe it looks cool on my desk, but it takes up too much desk space. It just doesn't make any. I don't have a big desk, so I guess if I had a massive desk, maybe. But does everything it needed to do. This mic sounded really good on it. I also had this. I also have the Pod. What was it, P4 or whatever? I bought this a couple of years ago for podcasting. This thing's a beast. This one is awesome. Has 4 XLR inputs, headphones. Each have their own individual channels. It has the same thing as that Mauno. You could program sounds, whatever, intros. You could even connect this to your computer and have people call in, and they're able to listen to you. It's a cool little device. And it actually can serve as a mixer, but it's actually an okay mixer. For me anyways, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I did run into a lot of issues with this. There was a lot of hissing. There's a lot of, I don't know. Again, operator error, most likely. But this is meant to this is really meant to just be to take with you. You know what I'm saying? So I've ran into situations where I've taken this, record a podcast somewhere, bring it back, connect it, accidentally hit the gain to like, to the max, didn't check on it, recorded a podcast, remotely with other people, go and listen to it, and it's like blown out. It is blown the heck out. And it sucks. So I basically, this is good if you can remember to do all of this stuff, check everything. But this is more of a podcast tool, not a sound, a mixer for your XLR, mic. But that is an option for sure. You have several options. This is probably the most expensive option. I did pay $150, but if you're not using it as a mixer or whatever, this is an awesome podcast tool. I started looking again, now that, didn't really want to use this, but it's still an awesome machine. Debating if I want to keep it. I have a lot of Elgato products, as I just mentioned. I have the Wave 3. I actually have a Elgato Facecam 1080p webcam. I have one of those for remote recording. I'm not using it right now. I'm using my what is it? Osmo Pocket 3 or whatever. That's what I'm using as a webcam right now because it's better camera. I also have I have two Stream Decks. The first one I bought 3 years ago was the Stream Deck. Little like, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 15 buttons. A Stream Deck. Cool little device, especially for streaming, video, all that stuff. Last year during Elgato was having a Black Friday thing, and the Stream Deck Plus was on sale. And the Stream Deck Plus was something cool because it had knobs and you could control the volume of whatever, like if the gain on the mic, the volume of the system, the volume of the music, or whatever you are currently using or have open. It's virtually limitless on what you could program these things to do. The Stream Deck Plus is a cool, awesome device. I think it's a big upgrade from the Stream Deck, the normal one. And I didn't know this. It blew me away when I found this out. And I found this out a few days ago, is that the Stream Deck Plus has a dock, has two docks. Okay. One of the docks was that you literally just take the Stream Deck Plus. I wish I could show you, but I'm currently using it. You take the Stream Deck Plus, you unscrew the screws on the base, and then you basically attach a dock to it. One of the docks is extra USB out slots, so you could have more slots on it. It has USB. I don't know how many USB-Cs or US whatever. It has more slots, and that's always a good thing, especially if your PC doesn't have enough. Thankfully, I have an Alienware, and for whatever reason, my Alienware anyways, from like 5 years ago, has like 1 billion slots, and they knew this is definitely for gaming, and it has a bunch of slots. I've never had issues with I even have a bunch of slots still left after having a shit ton of stuff connected to it. Another dock that was something I was needing was the XLR dock for the Stream Deck. It's an XLR. I'm like, I didn't even realize this existed. This awesome. I mean, as you could tell, pro audio and beyond. And you literally plug this to the back of your XLR Plus, or sorry, your Stream Deck Plus. As you can see, you plug this to the back. You have one XLR input, which is what this mic, this Audio Technica is plugged into right now. You have a monitoring for your headphones, and then you have a USB-C to power the thing. And that's what and it has, I think it has like 78. It has the option to go up to 78 in dB. and that's nuts, man. I think like the what is it, the Assure whatever, or sure whatever, the one of the top microphones out in the industry right now. Um, it's more than enough. It could like power basically anything. You're going to be able to um, basically throw any mic at it and have a healthy gain. Right now, I'm not really close to the microphone, and you're listening to me at 43 dB. The gain on it is at 43 out of the 78. Pretty sure I could go lower. I probably should go lower. But you know what? I want my voice to, sound booming, I guess. Because sometimes I listen to YouTube videos on my car, and I sometimes have to find myself to put the volume a little higher, and maybe the gain being this high um, will help. But I don't know. I'm not an audio tech, so I do what I think that I think would be good. But you're listening to this, and it has you could click 48 volts. It obviously have 48 volts, otherwise this probably wouldn't be um you probably couldn't hear this, or it wouldn't even power on. And I'm enjoying it. I've messed around with it a bunch. It picks up my voice really well from the video tests that I've done. So the XLR dock for Stream Deck Plus is a really cool device. My one thing that I think that's a me thing. That's I did the first night that I got it. I just spent a couple hours trying to figure out what I did wrong, because the uh, the channels were kind of like, I don't know. Like I was because I got this type of sound, but then when I went to use it again, I didn't get this type of sound. Like the gain was like at 50, but when I was recording, it wasn't really loud. It wasn't really like it felt like the gain was saying one thing, but the mic was picking up on, a lesser gain. But after a couple hours, I actually figured out, and I think and that ended up being, I had it set to the wrong input or whatever on the computer, and I think that's where we are now. I think I wish the instructions would be a little bit clearer, but again, that could just be me. I am in no way an audio is or anything, but um, the one of the awesome things about the Elgato ecosystem is that I'm using OBS, by the way. That's what I'm recording this. I have everything connected, going out to OBS. And um, the cool thing about all that is that I'm using the Elgato sound, the sound, whatever, the Wavelink. I'm using Wavelink. It's essentially an audio program that you could run everything through. You could literally have almost everything have its own channel. I could have Spotify have its own independent channel where I could control it, the volume and everything independently while I'm recording, streaming. It could output to the stream. It's crazy how that works. But the cool thing about that program is that I live in Phoenix. Kind of want to set this up for you. I live in Phoenix, and it's the middle of the summer, and you basically need to have AC indoors. In my side of the house, the AC doesn't really reach. Maybe because it was these rooms were not insulated well enough, or it just doesn't cool off. So I basically have to get a fan, an AC, a window fan, I guess, that to survive and to be cool during the summer. And the cool thing about all that is that I mean, not the cool thing about it, but the cool thing about it is that it literally keeps me cool. That's the cool thing about it. The problem with it is that it's loud. I'm about 3 feet away from it, and it's loud. So it virtually makes it impossible for me to, I wouldn't say virtually. It sucks when I have to turn it off, especially during the summer when I have to do maybe a remote podcast or something. and I have to turn on my little fan off to the side, my little tower fan that doesn't do much, and it sucks. So if I record an hour podcast, I'm like sweating. I'm like sweating by the end because it's so hot in here. The cool thing about this program is that what you're hearing, you can't hear um, this loud AC that's 3 feet away from me, and I love that. Um, so what I have turned on right now is called voice focus. Basically, what it does is kind of brings, it kind of makes your sound better. It actually cuts out background noise, which I actually really really love. It does have strengths, like you could make it really strong or like really weak. But I'm actually gonna show you how it sounds, just turned off completely, and I'm gonna shut up for a few seconds. Yeah. So imagine recording a podcast that way. Yeah. So this is without that voice focus turned. This is turned off. This is no filters or anything, and this is how it sounds. So if I were to be recording this, this is what you'd be hearing. And I used to struggle with that. I used to, it was difficult to record. You would have to do stuff in post, and sometimes it would come out correctly. Sometimes it wouldn't. It wouldn't. But the cool thing about it, I like that it's just built into the Wavelink, Elgato Wavelink program, and I'm pretty sure it's built into a lot of programs. I don't really know. This was free. It came with it came with everything. And I think anybody can use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back on right now. I'm gonna turn that voice focus back on. That's awesome. I really like that. Um, I just, it's going to be beautiful. Um, I think the downside of that, it just kind of, it doesn't, I don't know if my voice sounds natural or not. But I'm going to mess with the strengths. Okay. So I have it at set to strong, the voice focus. I'm going to slowly move it, kind of start moving it towards the middle. Kind of hear it a little bit. I'm gonna move it towards the middle. You can still hear it. I'm gonna move it to weak. So that's at weak. So I'm actually gonna move it back to strong. And that's completely nuts. That is crazy to me that I have a loud fan. Like it's not quiet. It's if I was recording something, this would be very distracting, and it's very distracting to the people that I'd be recording a podcast. So that's why I turn it off. But it makes me really happy that I'm able to do that now. I don't have to sweat. I don't have to be in this room, sweating. And I dig that. So this is my current setup. This is what I'm probably going to record with moving forward, because I like XLR. I think it sounds a lot better. Again, personal taste. I don't know. They both sound good, but I just like the way XLR sounds. There are a lot of options. This is my preferred option, because I just liked how sleek and clean all the cables are. Like, the cables are behind this, and but you can't see it. It's pretty cool. You could do the same thing with this. Again, this is no slouch. This will do everything you need to. This is about $100. Okay, this is $100. This is about $40. So again, do what, get this for now, save up for this, or get this for now and stay with this. You know what I'm saying? It's really no right or wrong way to do this. And that's what I like, that there's just options out there. This just happens to work for me, because I basically am in the Elgato ecosystem. I have a lot of Elgato stuff, so I might as well just get it, that I in the ecosystem that I get. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the background, the voice focus that eliminates the background. I think it's awesome. Let me know how it sounds. Please be honest. I would really like feedback on how my voice sounds. Is it too loud? Is the gain too loud? Is it sound weird? But yeah, let me know. But that's been kind of a, hey, what have I been up to? What am I using? And yeah, I'm still collecting movies. I've picked up a lot of Arrow movies that I've been slowly watching. You know, nothing more exciting than a Barnes and Noble's 50% off sale. These suckers are hammering it out. In the middle of the Criterion and the Arrow sale, like in between those two sales, they snuck in a Paramount 50% off, Mill Creek 50% off. You know, so these guys are just going crazy. And yeah, so nothing like going to a Barnes and Nobles and hunting for movies. And I think I really, really enjoy that. Um, until next time, guys, keep watching movies.